Okay, I think we can slowly start the meeting. First of all, I would like to congratulate you all as our project is becoming really popular. It was mentioned in the keynote on Magento Live EU, where me and Gareth was there as well, right?
Yep.
So later it was published in lots of news articles. So we are becoming really popular, and that's all thanks to you guys. Thanks for keeping this project running and for contributing and making us famous. So I also like not only contributions and running the project help to promote the project. I know that there are some people here who actually made some presentations recently on Adobe Stock Integration and promoted the project directly. Raul, how did it go?
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I did a presentation yesterday here in Spain at the Magento Spain. Well, after the presentation, I was. It's fair to say that this is my first public presentation. It was a lot nervous. And after the presentation, I thought, well, maybe it was not as good as I thought. But then watching a video, I think it went well. I think I managed to communicate the message I wanted to deliver to the audience, and it was good. Also, talking to people at the event about Adobe Stock, it was a great experience. People were really interested on see what this project is about, what this module is about. Many people asked me what was Adobe Stock. Some people, it was funny because some people thought that Adobe Stock was something related to stock management, and actually I use that in one of my slides presentation. I said something like, well, when I first hear about this project, I thought it was something related to stocks, and maybe it was a second version of Magento multi-source inventory, but it was completely something completely different. And some people at the event also thought that was something related to stocks, but yeah, I took the opportunity to discuss and show people what really Adobe Stock is and all the potential that is merchants can get integrating these things into Magento. It was great. It was great time.
Yeah, cool, nice. Yeah, I also experienced that kind of thing, as Adobe Stock is new in Magento community and MSI is so popular. So Adobe Stock was at the beginning perceived either as like some stock inventory kind of management or shares like Adobe Stocks.
Yes, shares.
But yeah.
Stock market, integration of stock market into Magento.
Yeah. But now Magento community is starting to get know the Adobe Stock and Adobe products in our integration project as well. That's cool. Thanks, Raul. Okay, I think. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I'd say it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk about the project in this event.
Great. Okay, I think let's shift to demo part of the meeting. And are there any volunteers to start demoing the pull requests, the contributions?
I'm not quite there yet, so you have to give me a few minutes.
Okay.
I could demo documentation. Very exciting.
Wow. Do you have the pull request ready for documentation?
No, not even close. But I can
It's
show you a
important.
sneak peek.
Okay, let's go. It will be interesting. Something new.
Okay. Yeah, I know everyone's very excited about docs. So I'm running a local instance of the merch docs. Hopefully you can see my screen. And local copy of basically docs.magento.com. And I'm working on the initial topic overview page, which guidance from the merch docs team has told us to put as a child item under MediaGallery. So there it is. And the initial page, I'm still filling it out with details and basing it mostly on the installation guide on the project wiki. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, but it already looks really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
does
not
indeed.
bad. There is a project that I'm following, project number 6 on the merch docs repo, where all of the various tasks are listed. And so I'm just going one by one, starting with the overview and installation and going from there. So that is it for now, but hopefully more in the coming weeks.
Nice. Thank you. As I understand, anybody can join you and try to contribute to documentation. Try to start some documentation contribution.
Absolutely.
Can you then post the link to the project to our Slack channel? And guys, if somebody would like to try writing documentation, like try another way of contribution, because it will be helpful to have documentation for our project as well, for new contributors and for guys who are going to use the Adobe Stock Integration later. Yeah, it will be really cool. It's not on in our repository. It's on MergeDocs repository, and Phil will post a link there.
Yep,
Just
we'll do
feel
that
free to
shortly.
grab a task and contact Phil, right? And he will help and explain everything. So don't worry if you have never contributed to documentation. We'll help you to do this.
Yeah, that's right. It's been really easy. The team is very helpful, and this is my first time contributing to the merch docs repo as well. So we'll both learn it together.
Okay, thanks.
Good job,
Eduard.
Phil. This is Leslie. I just joined in late, and it looks really good. And I also just want to iterate. Yes, just reach out to us if you need any help, if you're unsure about how the doc files are structured or formatted or anything else. We're in the community Slack, and we kind of keep tabs of things, and we're really here to answer any questions that you might have.
Cool,
Thanks
cool.
for all your help so far, Leslie.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
So if you don't mind, I'll continue sharing.
Yes, thanks, Eduard. Go on.
So let's share my screen. Can you confirm that you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Awesome. So most of my contributions are test coverage. So I'm mostly working on unit and MFTF coverages. Also found a couple of minor issues related to configurations that on the system page was empty, and this fix already merged, so everything should be fine already there. Yeah, so currently I'm working on MFTF coverage. I had some troubles there related to the home driver because there wasn't available the version for my browser. So I just I was waiting for it. So, and today I got it, and I guess I'll be able to continue working on MFTF that covers user cannot see the button if the credentials are not working or are not the right ones. Yeah, I hope that this week I'll be finishing them. So if anything, if I'll have some questions, I'll post them in Slack. Maybe someone will help me. By the way, does someone have configured Firefox for MFTF coverage?
I used to use MFTF for Firefox for MFTF, but it was some time ago. Right now I use only Chrome. But if you need any assistance, any help with configuring, just feel free to send me. Do not hesitate to send me a message. If I will not be able to help you, I will find the person who will help you.
Okay, because I was trying to configure it, but I couldn't. So, but now it should be fine as I have the Chrome working already. So I don't see any other problems that should be. I just was asking, maybe in the future I'll face some problems with Chrome and I'll be needed to switch to Firefox. So yeah, I guess that's all from my side. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much.
I can talk briefly about what I've done as well, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I also can't really very much. Right. I need to add an extension to Chrome, but I can talk about it briefly instead. There was a class in the Adobe Stock. So this is a PR that's already merged. In the Adobe Stock client module, there's a model under the search parameters provider folder, which is Media ID.
Are you sharing your screen?
No, unfortunately, I haven't
Not
got
yet.
the Chrome extension. I've just realised. Sorry, I didn't prepare very well.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just describe what I did and I'll be ready for next time instead. I added a unit test for the Media ID search parameters provider. It was a super simple class. There's only one function class. And then in terms of there's one that I'm still working on, but I'm very, very close to putting in a PR for that, which is when you're searching for images and you click the images with the same model, and then there's a see more button on that. I'm creating an MFTF test that covers that scenario. It was pretty much working. The test when it was pretty much working when I finished up on the contribution day last week at Magento Live. So I just need to wrap that up. Probably going to do that within the next day or so. Yeah, that's the one. Yes,
yeah,
that's
I'm
one,
kind of assisting you with the presentation. Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can I give a demo for any PR from my side?
Sure. Great. Go ahead, Shankar.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen right now.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Can you guys? Yeah, thanks. First of all, I'll start with my Seymour link demo. I found the issue regarding the Seymour link in image preview in related image section. As we search an image which has related image less than 4, So it's still showing the see more link in the related image section, but it should not be visible. Yeah. It also fixed the see more link, which is already visible when the image is still loading. So it's showing when there are more than 4 images. So if we search for the image which has less than 4 images as a related image, so it has only 3 as a related image, not more than 3. So see more link is not visible. But if you check more from this model, it has more than 4 images. So see more link is appear over here. This is the one of my PR that I submitted over this week, over previous week. I also fixed MFTF testing from the same series and same PR, the older, and also add the image license image label to the license image thumbnail. But haven't we didn't finish. I didn't finish the styling part as we checked. As it shows a license label, but we didn't made any styling, so it's not currently visible right now. So this is this, and I'm still working on the styling part, and also working on an issue which the out, then it's not showing or it's not hiding right now. That's it. That's the all my hello.
Yeah. Thanks, Shankar. You're just
Yeah,
a bit breaking, so
yeah.
we heard like 90% of what you said.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Okay. So that's all my work that I have done over this weekend, over this week, previous week.
okay, thank you very much. I will add that the last pull request that you showed was dynamic changing the licensed labels, because right now licensed label is applied only on page refresh. Is updated on page refresh. Yeah, thanks. As for styles, like so you have implemented the styles for licensed label using JavaScript, but we decided to take a look if it's possible to use only CSS without JavaScript for it. Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, it's possible, but actually the major issue is related to the DOM. As I can share my screen right now, as you can see, the current DOM structure of the label is after the image preview section. If we move this section inside the image block, then we can add the styling using CSS.
Okay, I see. Maybe we cannot, like, we cannot move.
Yeah.
We probably cannot move the overlay inside the image because that's UI component, list and UI component with two different columns. But
Actually, there is an but I saw that we can use the UI component as a children component in front end, but I'm not sure if we can use the same thing in back end as a children component. Like if we see the checkout UI component in front end, there are some children UI components that are added on the parent component. So if it's possible in the backend UI component, then it would be easy to do this.
yeah. Or I was thinking about adding another container. Like if there is no way with current HTML, probably we have to add another container to masonry HTML that will give us an ability to apply CSS. Okay, so if you, we can actually discuss this in Slack if you have any questions, or if there are any troubles with using only CSS, then we might revisit the approach and see maybe some JS is necessary there. Thank you very much for your contribution and presentation.
It's your.
Okay, maybe
Good.
I can join.
Yes, Alex, go ahead.
1 second. So, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Today I have a so fast internet. I'm so happy about this. Okay, so previously the MediaGallery module was merged into the developed branch of our module, and at this moment I'm totally concentrating on the next issue where I have to implement the remove database records functionality. So, for example, we downloaded some image content from the Adobe Stock using our module, yes, and then we decided to delete it. It's possible to do from the VisaWing panel, yes, and we have to have next. So you delete an image physically and also clear the related database information from several places. The first one is our MediaGallery module, and the second one and Adobe Asset tab. So currently, I implemented requested functionality and changed status from work in progress to ready to review for this pull request. Maybe let's check it, and if everything will be okay, next demo will be started from successful report about merge this functionality. Yep, and maybe that's also. I would say that I also made a presentation about the Adobe Stock Integration inside the company I work, and I present not the functionality of the Adobe Stock from the business side, but show what we did from the code base architecture and what solution we made during implementation of this stuff. And I would say that my teammates were surprised because we tried to implement the best practice, the latest best practice and conclusion. So yep, I think we can be proud of this because really it's so nice to have such structured, organized, and well-decided code. So yeah, maybe that's all from me.
Wow, thank you, Alex. Another promoter of Adobe Stock Integration as well. By the way, you just showed the pull request in progress, but actually, I believe you have added a couple of new models to our integration. That was a really big contribution last week, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Would you like just to show these modules and describe what was done just because it changes the approach to Adobe Stock Asset and work on backend a bit? Or would you like me to go through the new functionality of your
Yeah, I
models?
think yes, I think it will be just the best choice if you will do this, because without your help, this thing would not be possible because it just corporate work. And thank you so much to help with this, and please present them.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's that's your modules, your pull requests. I was just assisting, but yeah, I can show.
Yes, this is why we have community, because just it's not a single player, just multiplayer. I think so.
Yeah, I think it's necessary to demonstrate it. So, since recently we have two new modules, can you see my screen well?
Yeah.
Can you read what's on left side, right? Because I'm not sure I can enlarge the font here.
Yes.
I'll just open it here. Second. Yeah. So there is Magento Adobe Media Gallery module. Let me close this in here. Adobe Media Gallery, the new module, and by our tradition, each module has an API module for extensibility, Adobe Media Gallery API. So what Adobe Media Gallery API module does, Adobe Media Gallery implementation does, you can basically examine it by visiting the API module as for any other module in Adobe Stock Integration. And in API, we have two data interfaces. That's asset interface. We had asset before. Asset is basically an image or video, any kind of media. We had an asset before. It's actually exists in Adobe Stock Asset module. So it's still here. Let me open API, Adobe Stock Asset API. So it's still here. However, right now, Adobe Stock Asset interface contains only information related to Adobe Stock. And Adobe Media Gallery Asset interface contains the basic information related to image. And it also, keywords also went from Adobe Stock Asset to Adobe Media Gallery API, to Adobe Media Gallery module. As part of, so keywords is a default attribute of image, for example. But category and creator are still in Adobe Stock Asset, because that's something we don't usually have in Media Gallery for all of the pictures. But every Adobe Stock Asset has a creator and is assigned to some category. And so also there are management interfaces that are placed to model asset command and model keyword command namespaces. So basically the classes to save interface and get to save the data interfaces and get information from database. And this module is going to be delivered to Magento 2. So the goal is to add it to Magento 2, include it in the next release, and Adobe Stock Integration in this case will be extending the Media Gallery assets. That is done for our future plans of building the new Media Gallery for Magento. So Adobe Stock Integration will be just a part of new Media Gallery, and Media Gallery will have the features of Adobe Stock like new UI grid, keywords, image attributes, ability to save information related to media images to database and use it for image management and for the user experience of working with Magento MediaGallery. So that's a great contribution by Alex. And yeah, the pull request for deleting. So one thing that is left to do is to cover this module by unit tests. Most of the tasks are in progress and assigned to you guys. So once we'll cover it with unit tests and Alex will complete the work, and I will review the completed Alex pull request for deleting the image, like deleting the database record when a user clicks the delete button here in MediaGallery. We will open, so Alex will open a pull request to Magento 2, and we will deliver it to core.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. Thank you, Alex. Actually, yeah, I was looking at the grid here, and I noticed one thing that Eduard haven't shown, but he actually delivered one feature to the grid. It wasn't a story, but it was a special request by our product owner, Elena, for usability. We really needed, like we had only one pagination on top of the grid, but we didn't have the pagination on the bottom of the grid. And it is really good for usability that Eduard have added this to the bottom of the grid as well. Thanks for that. Yeah, as you can see, license label actually looks like that right now. That was shown by Shankar, but he was also showing the further approach when the license label has to be moved here a bit to the bottom of the image, but even right now it looks not so bad. Also, Yaroslav so Yaroslav Rogozak have made a couple of really good pull requests during last several weeks, but he is not able to attend our meetings right now. So I would just let you know that he made it. Oh, wow. My session is over. So he made it possible to log into, not to log into, he made it possible for, let me open his pull request actually. So to locate the licensed image, a bit changed approach to the buttons shown on the grid. So right now we have several states of action buttons that you can see on the grid. Right now it's the simplest approach. When image is licensed, we see there is only locate button. For the image preview, as you can see, the locate button, here how it works actually, it was located. It is shifted a bit to the right. There is a ticket, by the way, there is an issue created by me because looks like there is still a spawn from the removed button that is not shown. So yeah, we need to move it a bit to the left in case first button is not shown. And so the default, here it is. There is a state when, no, it's actually not the second button, just something with styles where action buttons have to be moved a bit to the left here. So when the image preview is saved, but image is not licensed, you can still locate it and you can license it. So we have two buttons, locate and license. But if the image is not saved at all, then the buttons are called save preview and license and save. There is another task that we have to do that is if the image is licensed on Adobe Stock site, but the licensed image is not saved locally, we'll need to show just save button instead of license and save, and proceed to save operation without actually requesting a license from Adobe Stock site. I think that's mostly it.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
What does it need to be done to get that part of the functionality? I mean, when the image is licensed in Adobe, to get to show that in Magento.
You mean technically?
Yes.
From programmatically? Yeah, that's a good question. So, technically on Magento site, we have append attributes model that is it's part of the functionality that is adding the local attributes that are fetched from database to the response from Adobe Stock API. So we get the image attributes from Adobe Stock API, and for each image, like for those images, we are checking if this image is in our database. And then we are adding those attributes to the response from Adobe API, and the merged result is returned to the grid. So grid can use those attributes. That's path and is downloaded. Those two are mostly for locate functionality, right? So to locate the image, we need a path on front end that is used to navigate the media gallery. And the is licensed locally. The reason why this attribute is called has so long a name because Adobe Stock API returns us is licensed attribute if user is logged in. You can see it probably not here in the client module. So in the DI.XML of client module, here are the attributes that we are fetching from Adobe Stock. And that's the last one that was added is licensed. So this attribute can be fetched only if user is logged in. Basically, in the client, there is a condition, probably in the wrapper.
So in theory, we shouldn't need to do anything because all the information is already stored in Adobe side, right?
Yes, so it's just as licensed. It's the only specific attribute that is so special and that can be retrieved only if user is authorized. So if user is not authorized, we are skipping this attribute. If user is authorized, we are adding it to the response. So yeah, it's here. Nothing is required to add this configuration. That's out of the box. Yeah, so that is Adobe Stock response, and append attributes contains attributes that are loaded from database. I guess this class also requires some DI configuration, probably, right? It would be good to pass these attributes from DI. Yeah, that will be a nice idea for refactoring for extensibility and an easy one. So if somebody would like to do this, you're welcome. Just adding the array to the constructor parameter and moving those attributes to the DI.XML. These three. Does it answer your question, Raul?
Yes, it does. And maybe we can create a ticket to refactor that class the way you have proposed it.
Yeah. Okay. Have I missed anybody? Or has anything? Any other questions or presentations for today?
I think there was a pull request related to the README files. Not sure if we mentioned before, but I'm happy to talk about it if you want.
Yeah. I also wasn't sure if we showed it before, because yeah, it was done a couple of weeks before, but I think we probably haven't got a chance to present it. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, this is the one. Basically, I did this pull request, this issue came from work I am doing for the DevDocs repo, where well, it's actually for the Magento 2 repo. The idea is to update all the README files of the modules and have like a standard of all of them, because right now some of them have some sections, some others have some other sections. So the idea was to standardize all of them. And I thought, well, maybe we can do the same thing with the Adobe Stock module. So I started working on this issue. We can see here that it was merged 20 days ago. It's basically, let me see if I can show the pull request. Well, the pull request doesn't show too much information, but I'm sure I can show the changes in the README file we have now. README files for the Adobe IMS module, Adobe IMS API. They all have the same structure of the README files in the Magento 2 repo. It has like a small introduction, then structure that tells a little bit of structure is a section in the README that talks or explain if the module has something something different than a normal Magento module. In this case, we see this section was removed from here. Else. Installation details explain how is more focused to tell people, to tell developers if this module has dependencies on another module, and warn developers that disabling or removing a module may cause issues. That was basically the changes in this pull request. That's all in terms of this pull request, and I wanted to show you some picture from the Magento Magento event, or maybe we can do at the end of the call. What do you think?
One second, Joel. I have a question for the pull request, actually, if you don't mind. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for that update. Actually, we already reused your approach for the README files for the two new models introduced to Adobe Stock for the MediaGallery. That is really nice format. Is there an example of this format for like definition of the correct format for README files somewhere in DevDocs for people to use? Or we can just say, take a look at Adobe Stock Integration, and that's how README files should be organized.
There is a template. Let me see if I can find the. I'm gonna share my screen again, and then I can maybe share the link on Slack channel so anybody can go straight to the. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I believe this issue is linked to the DevDocs issue, which then is explain what all these changes are about. And in here, in one of the comments from Jeff, there is a template he created with, there is a version of the template in TXT format, and there is also a GitHub gist that shows pretty more or less the template that these DevDocs, that this README file, should follow. As you can see here, it has a section for the title and introduction, then installation details, instructor, extensibility, events, which is a subsection of extensibility, layout, UI components, if the module has a UI component, public APIs. I think this section has been updated recently because I didn't know this section was here before. Anyway, and additional information. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory, and anybody can use to create README files.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, I think it will be worth it to share in our Slack channel, because like in case anybody here is wondering what is the best structure for your README files of your module, here it is proposed by our DevDocs team.
Yeah, doing it now.
Okay, thank you. So you want to show some pictures? Actually, let me do a small announcement, and then I think it will be a good idea to take a look at some pictures from Meet Magento Spain, because I'm also really curious about it. So yeah, thanks everybody for having the pull requests. Actually, right now we are very close to feature complete of milestone 2, like the code freeze for us. Code freeze in terms of feature complete is 8th of November, so the Friday next week. We are supposed to complete all the feature implementation by that date, so that we can join the Magento 2 release schedule and go and release Adobe Stock Integration together with Magento release. And then after November 8th, we will we'll continue to work on tests, MFTF tests, and bug fixes. So we'll try to test the Adobe Stock Integration, the features that we implemented, find as many bugs as we can. I will be really glad if you will help us to identify bugs and also open them. Feel free to open any issues in our repositories that you have spotted. And depending on the amount of bugs that we'll find, like if we'll find a lot of bugs and a lot of things will have to be fixed and stabilized, I think for some time that will be bug fix and stabilization of Adobe Stock Integration. If not so many bugs, I think we'll start to roll out tasks from milestone 3. That is really inspiring for me, at least, because there are cool tasks on updating the Magento MediaGallery and actually making the Magento core better, and supporting Adobe Stock Integration and probably other integrations, right in the Magento gallery, even without an additional slide panel. Yeah, but for now, our goal is to complete the features, complete the implementations as soon as possible, so we can check this box and switch to stabilization. So thank you for helping with that. I really enjoy working with all of you on these projects, and that's really cool. That's going really cool right now. So lots of positivity here. Thank you for that, guys. And
what is the next? Sorry, what is the next integration we want to work for after Adobe Stock Integration?
Come on, we have so many plans for the Adobe Stock Integration project. Not until we implement the machine learning for generating keywords for images.
All right.
So for now, too many plans on Adobe Stock Integration. So we'll see. We'll see the next integration later. But thanks for that question. Yeah. So let's then go and take a look at the pictures. If nobody else has any questions related to what I just said.
I have a question. Somebody asked me during the Magento Spain. Somebody asked if Adobe Stock Integration was going to be released for enterprise or community. Do you know anything about it?
So it's open source project, right?
Yeah.
It will be strange to release open source project for enterprise, right?
Yeah, but machine learning for keywords can be migrated to the enterprise version.
I cannot answer this question. Probably Olena could.
It was not a joke. Okay. I didn't know. Okay, let's be like this.
No,
Nice.
actually, I think that most of the functionality that we discussed here is for the open source project. Is planned for the open source project. That's why we are discussing these features as part of our project and working with open source repository. And I believe, well, the initial idea was to release Adobe Stock as a separate package, so that everybody can install it on top of Magento or may skip it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think that it's better to direct those questions about the future integration and future implementation and additions to Olena when she'll participate at our meeting, because she's our product owner and she probably knows much more about it than me. So we'll hope she will join us next week and we can repeat all those questions.
Yeah, cool. Well, are you ready to see how was Magento Spain?
Can't wait.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, well, everything started with the contribution day. It was in Madrid. Well, the contribution day and the Magento event was in Madrid, but it was in separated places. So on Sunday, we started with the contribution day. The screens don't like me this week. I had issues yesterday with the presentation and having issues now moving to the next picture. I think I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, yeah. This is me with the people here in Spain. This was when we demoed the pull request. Actually, there is a pull request from a girl called Laura, which she was working on one of the unit tests for the module. I will review later and see if I can help her to finish that pull request. This was the contribution day as well. Here is Valentin demoing his pull request for the Adobe Stock repo. There was a picture of a paella that Ignacio made for all the attendees to the event, but I couldn't find the picture in time. Anyway, this is this was the Meet Magento day, which was yesterday. Presentation from Ignacio. This is another guy that was talking about the integrations from Adobe and plans from Adobe Experience Cloud. And this was after the event. We went to a karting place. There was a party, and it was like a karting kart race, and also we had some drinks over there. That was the end of the event.
Oh, nice. Was the cartoon sponsored by some performance like performance improvement company?
I don't know really.
Like
I was planning. I mean, when I knew they were going to be this karting thing, I was planning to participate. But at the end of the event, I was so tired, and I just stayed there a little bit, and then went back to my hotel. I was extremely tired. I couldn't participate in the race thing.
Okay, great. Thanks for such soulful end of the meeting today, Ro. Yeah, that was nice to see how Meet Magento Spain is going. It's in general like seeing Magento events. So all Magento events are very inspiring for me for some reason. I don't know. And they look
True.
Really nice. Okay. Guys, last chance for some input, or like if anybody else would like to share any pictures or something else. Okay, then thank you very much for participating. Hope to see you next week as well. And have a great week. And yeah, talk to you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.